Greek mythology is one of humanity's greatest legacies, filled with stories of gods and immortal heroes whose destinies seem written in the stars. But what happens when these powerful figures, who should be above mortality, face death? Are the Greek gods truly immortal, or are there exceptions that reveal even the mightiest beings' fragility? Let's begin with an essential reflection about the Greek gods. We know that for the most part, they are immortal. Their existences span across millennia, and their powers seem indestructible. However, there is a great difference between being immortal and being invulnerable. Although the Greek gods have immortality as a fundamental trait, they can be weakened, imprisoned, or even challenged by forces beyond their control. Even Zeus, for example, the ruler of the gods, has been temporarily defeated in his fight against Typhon, when his tendons were ripped out, rendering him out of combat. However, this fragility is not only physical. Even among the gods, there is an understanding that absolute power doesn't exist. To illustrate this, let's look at Ares, the god of war. He was imprisoned for 13 months in a jar, with no food, no drink, completely vulnerable, yet still not dead. Gods like Ares, although immortal, can be captured, imprisoned, or even subdued by forces. This brings us to a crucial question. What happens to those who are not fully gods, the demigods? Here enters the story of Phaethon, the son of Helios, the sun titan, and Clymene, an Oceanid and daughter of the titan Oceanus. Phaethon, like many heroes in Greek mythology, had divine lineage but did not possess the full immortality of the Olympian gods. Although his father was Helios, a titan, and his mother was the daughter of a titan, Phaethon's nature was different. He was neither a mere mortal, nor did he possess the full immortality of gods like Zeus or Apollo. This is crucial in understanding the tragedy of Phaethon. He was therefore in a nebulous zone between mortality and immortality. Phaethon grew up with a desire to prove to the world that he was truly the son of the sun god, Helios. Like any impulsive adolescent, he wanted irrefutable proof of his divine heritage. His journey began when he traveled to his father's palace, located at the edge of the world. There, in the dazzling brilliance of his father's residence, Phaethon was recognized by Helios, who, moved by emotion, embraced him. However, Phaethon wanted more. He wanted to control the very sun. Phaethon's desire to drive the solar chariot, the celestial vehicle of Helios that brings the sun every morning, wasn't just a quest for personal affirmation, but an attempt to control the forces that govern the cosmos. Even Helios himself, immortal and wielding power over the sun, feared the task. He knew the horses could be untamable, and the solar chariot, if left unchecked, could bring unimaginable catastrophe. But Phaethon was determined. He insisted, and, reluctantly, Helios gave in. What followed was one of the most devastating tragedies in Greek mythology. Upon taking the reins of the solar chariot, Phaethon lost control. The fiery chariot raced across the sky, first approaching the earth dangerously close, burning everything in its path. Forests were turned to ash, rivers dried up under the intense heat, and even the very land of Africa was transformed into a scorching desert. But the tragedy did not stop there. As Phaethon veered too far from the earth, the chariot rose into the sky, causing freezing cold where there had once been only heat. The destruction was so vast that even the heavens seemed to lament, and the stars themselves appeared to be swallowed by the chaos. Seeing the devastation, Zeus, the lord of Olympus, had no choice but to intervene. To prevent further destruction, Zeus hurled a fatal bolt of lightning, killing Phaethon instantly. The young man's body fell into the river Eridanus, and his sisters, the Heliades, upon witnessing the fate of their brother, were transformed into black poplar trees, forever crying for their loss. Phaethon's death raises profound questions about the nature of Greek mythology. If he was the son of two immortal beings, why did he die? The answer, like many things in mythology, is complex. Phaethon did not possess the full immortality of an Olympian god. His Titan blood granted him a form of immortality, but he was not indestructible. Additionally, in mythology, Phaethon's death is not merely a personal tragedy, but a metaphor for the cosmic balance. The young man, by attempting to control forces beyond his understanding, disrupted the natural order of the gods. His death was necessary to restore that balance. The myth of Phaethon also connects with other stories in Greek mythology. Asclepius, the son of Apollo, also faced death for defying the natural order by resurrecting the dead. Both Phaethon and Asclepius had to be killed by Zeus, the restorer of cosmic order, so that the world's equilibrium wouldn't be disturbed. Moreover, Phaethon's death is not the end of the story. As with many Greek myths, he was remembered in the stars. His tragedy was immortalized in the constellation Auriga, the charioteer, which paradoxically recalls the very solar chariot that Phaethon failed to control. The image of the young man shining in the sky serves as a reminder that even the grandest dreams come at a devastating price. Now the question remains, what does the story of Phaethon teach us about immortality? The Greek gods may be immortal, but they are not infallible. Immortality, as mythology shows us, is not a guarantee of invulnerability. Even gods can be challenged, subdued, and in rare cases even killed. And in the case of demigods like Phaethon, the line between immortality and mortality is thin, showing that in the Greek universe, even the children of gods can face a tragic end. This myth, therefore, is not just about the death of Phaethon, but about the lessons it offers. The quest for absolute power and the desire to control the uncontrollable can lead to destruction, but they are also a reflection of both human and divine failings. After all, in Greek mythology, the stories of gods and heroes are not just ancient tales, they are timeless lessons about the balance between power and humility, light and darkness, life and death.